Hey guys, I'm so excited to bring you a sneak peek today of Vista Serena. This phenomenal home that's being built here in Ascaya in Henderson, Nevada is a phenomenal home with some incredible finishes. This house is just under 11,000 square feet of livable space, and it's located here at one of the highest elevation lots in the community of Ascaya. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about Ascaya, where we're at, kind of give you an idea of the community if you're not familiar with it. So Ascaya was actually begun development back in 2004. It was the largest excavation site in the United States for over 5 years. The community itself is over 670 acres, and you've got 313 custom home lots in this community. This community is 100% custom only, and it's probably known for some of the most phenomenal views in the Las Vegas Valley and here in Henderson for sure. It is one of the most premier luxury home communities. You've got homes that are being built in here everywhere from 10 million up to upwards as much as 40 to 50 million dollars now. And this is going to be one of the spectacular homes that is completed here in the community. So let's begin to take a walk inside. I want to show you this, and I wanted to show you this house today because I think a lot of times, when I talk to buyers, when I'm talking to sellers, talking to other agents, sometimes people, they don't really understand the different levels of custom homes. And the best way I always explain it is that just like luxury cars, right? You can have a starter luxury car and you can have a Rolls Royce. Now we know obviously there's a difference in those two. And that's what happens with custom homes as well, right? You have kind of your starter custom homes or spec homes where they may value engineer those more. And then you have your truly custom homes where clients are intending to live in this. They want the best experience in these homes, and they use the highest level of finishes and materials to complete these homes. And so sometimes in the same community, you can have a substantially different price on a home on one house versus the home next door, all dependent on the way that home is built. This home today, Vista Serena, is a perfect example of that. Number one, just starting off with, as we come into the home here in the beginning, if you were to stand on the street level and you were looking up at this house, you'll see that there's a number of retaining walls out in the front of this house. And what that's intended for, number one, was to elevate the pad. But also what it's going to create is this cascading effect from the front of the home as you pull up. So just imagine, a few months from now when this home is completed, that as you walk up here or as you're pulling up the street, you're going to see plants and everything, and it's just going to kind of cascade down the front of the mountain here. But obviously to put in that infrastructure and those retaining walls is, number one, it's a substantial cost, added cost to do that for a home like this. And so that's one of the things I wanted to point out coming in. Another thing that's really unique about this home is just the location. So as I'd mentioned to you, this is located at one of the highest level lots in Ascaya. So you're sitting up right now at about 2,600 feet in elevation. That's above the valley floor. Ascaya, just for reference, it starts at about 2,200 feet in elevation and goes up to just over 3,100 feet in elevation at the highest peak in here. So this community has 1,000 feet elevation change, and this is setting up near the top of that. Right across the street from this home, you have one of the most beautiful mountainscapes in the entire community. So when you walk out the front of your house, it's just very calming, and that's where the name Vista Serena comes from, is calming views. And so you'll notice that as you come into the house here. So let's take a walk this way. This is a blue steel marine tile that they're using on the exterior. To the eye, when you first walk up and you look at this, really it looks like a Corten steel, and that was intentional. Obviously the weight and everything of Corten steel being on the side of this wall would be massive, but they did this here to really just kind of carry the filling all the way through. And you'll see that it matches some of your exterior roofing system here with your overhangs, and then we've got Corten steel that runs up the side of the house as well. And so it really kind of gives you a really great feeling as you walk into this house. I think it actually warms up the entry a little bit. And then you've got, of course, you've got the thermary on the ceiling here, which also adds a lot of warmth to it. Now, when we talked about experience, and again, this is where it comes down to having and hiring a phenomenal architect, because I think that's another thing to really have a good understanding of, is that there's really kind of two types of designers when it comes to designing a home like this. You can hire a top-notch architect, and I'm going to talk about that in just a minute, or you can hire what's called a residential designer. Usually what you see with residential designers, it's not going to give you the same feel. You may not see the same level of finishes. They can obviously do some incredible designs and some incredible design work. But one of the things I wanted to point out is that, in the architectural design of this, one of the things they took into consideration, obviously we talked about calming views with Vista Serena, with the name of this home. And one of the things that they did is, as you walk into the front entry of this home, this was intentional. This was to create an experience as you're walking into the home that it's also calming. And so as you're going to be walking through this way, as you come through this courtyard, you're gonna have landscaping and everything coming in through here. You start to experience the home. You see the windows, you begin to see the inside of the home. And then as you come into this main courtyard area, like I said, you're gonna have landscaping and everything here. So it really begins to create that calming effect as you come into the home. And again, it's not like your door is right up on the front of the house where it doesn't really have much of an experience. You're kind of right there at the house. Here, you're walking in and it's creating an experience and a buildup as you enter into this home to see this amazing house that is getting designed. And now we're gonna take you inside. First, but I wanna point out a couple things as we walk in, and I'll point this out as we get inside the house. But again, they carried this blue steel marine tile all the way up here to the entry. And then as we walk into the house here, and we'll take a little break so we can cut in underneath there, but you're gonna have this massive door that also looks like a core tin, like a rusted steel as you walk into the house. They've used a different material because as you could imagine, having a core tin steel door that tall would be extremely heavy and most people probably wouldn't be able to open it. So they've manufactured it with some lighter materials to make sure that it's easy for use for the homeowner and easy to open. All right, guys, as you come into this home, first of all, you can see very open, have incredible views outside this house. It's one of the reasons why the homeowner decided that they were going to put just an incredible amount of windows all around this house. So let's point that out first of all. Again, I want to talk about the cost of this home. This is not a spec home. And the reason I bring that up is because typically spec homes are designed obviously with profit in mind, right? They want to make money on those homes. And so they value engineer those homes quite a bit. With this house, this is a homeowner's home. They're going to be moving into this home. They've wanted to put the very best in this. And so just starting off, if you look at the window systems that they've used here, you've got storefront window systems all throughout this house, which obviously, again, adds a substantial cost. And then one of my favorite window companies, it's a newer window company, which is called Awake. And the reason why I like this product so much, number one, is the rollers on these sliders. It's phenomenally smooth. I mean, as you can see, these doors have not even been serviced yet. And you can see how easily and how smoothly it moves. The other thing is you'll notice is that the thin reveal on the framework on this window system. So it really maximizes, especially in a home like this, like every little bit of steel adds up and affects your views. And the last thing you want to be doing is looking through these big, bulky window frames as you're looking out to this phenomenal view. And so by using a window system like this that obviously is substantially more as far as cost, but at the end of the day, you're really maximizing those views, which is one of the reasons why people buy in this community and they would buy this particular lot or this particular home. So again, you've got the thin reveals. These are all going to be motorized as well. So you've got pocketing doors that are going to slide back there. And this will all be motorized and open up when it's all completed. And it's going to open up to your 1,200 square foot pool that overlooks the incredible Las Vegas Valley and picks up some of the most magnificent Red Rock mountain views that you'll ever see. So you'll see that in part two of this when we're completed. We're going to bring you guys back and we're going to see some phenomenal things. In the meantime, we will cut in some images from the home to show what it's going to look like when it's completed. One of my favorite spots here in the house we're standing in right now is the kitchen. We're going to bring you back to that. I want to head this way first on what I'll call the north wing of the home. So as you can see, as you walk into here, couple things I want to point out is that obviously, again, you're picking up phenomenal Las Vegas views, strip views out there. We're going to capture some of those views later for you, so we'll cut those in so you can see them. You've got 14-foot ceilings. You've got drop ceilings. Here's another thing I want to point out, and Jonathan, if you want to come over this way, is that these are little details about a custom home that make a huge difference in how the home is completed. But you can see that they've already built in pockets here where your drapes and your shades are going to roll up into so that they're recessed. Now, in order to be able to do that, you've got to basically build the ceiling and then build another secondary ceiling that drops down so that you can build that pocket up in there. And then you've got these drop down ceilings that are going to have your linear vents in it for AC and air conditioning. Same thing, obviously, but you're going to have your AC vents there that will come through. And then Jonathan, if you want to get up, I want to show you something up here because again, I just want to show you the level of construction that this home has been built at. You can see the iron beams that go all the way across there, right, to support that overhang and to be able to allow this whole corner to open up like this. That's another detail that, again, just adds to the cost of building a magnificent home like this. The fireplace that they're using, I think, is really cool. So there's a new type of fireplace out that uses a specific type of material or fuel, and it is basically burns off of water essentially, and it's water vapor that comes off of it. So it does not require any venting within the home, and it still gives you a magnificent look, very beautiful views, and still a really nice fireplace for your great room. We'll walk this way. I love the details that they've done on some of the walls with some of the finishes that they've picked. This is really cool. I want to point this out because I feel like this is the one thing over the last 10 years that I've seen a lot of custom homes leave out, and that is an elevator. They build these massive homes, and the one thing that they forget to put in them is an elevator, and I think that's a really important factor. That's one thing that the client is doing here. This is going to be a really cool elevator, and when I talked to the owner about what their thought process was with putting the elevator here, it completely made sense after I talked to him about it. But once these windows are all open here and you're looking out at your magnificent views of Las Vegas, you're going to have a glass elevator here, circular glass elevator that will reach the second floor, so that the goal is that as you step into this elevator and as you're riding to the second floor, you're going to be looking out onto the Las Vegas Strip and looking at those magnificent views of the valley and picking that up the entire time. So you're never losing those views. Also, for someone like me who's completely claustrophobic, I would love an elevator like that because I wouldn't dare get in most elevators in most of these homes for that reason. Another thing I wanted to point out, again, attention to detail and talking about all the little things that go into these custom homes that make them special and make them different, and show that they've been built and very well thought out and built at a higher level, is they've got this Schluter system here that they use that goes underneath the tile flooring. The reason that they do that is to prevent, as we know, these large homes, any home, as you build them, they begin to settle over time. And a lot of times when you have these large format tile, like you have here, as you start to get that movement, you'll begin to get some cracking and stuff within those tiles. With the Schluter system that they've used underneath, it allows for flexibility in that tile so that you minimize the chances, if any, of getting any cracking or anything within the tile in those large format tiles that you have throughout the house. So very important thing to note and keep note of, especially if you're looking to build your home or you are buying a custom home. So let's head this way. You're gonna have a bar here. So again, you can obviously see that this house has been built for great entertainment. It's gonna be a really fun house when it's done. Again, you've got your 14-foot ceilings. This is that massive door. I think our total height on this is 16 feet high. Let me count, 1, 2, 3, take that back, almost 20 feet high. I wanna say 19 feet in total height. But you can see the massive size of this door. This is gonna be really cool when it's all completed. And like I mentioned, this was manufactured with a material that keeps it much more lightweight and easier to use, but still gives you the same look of a rusted core tin steel. So let's head down this way. Off to the left here, we've got a beautiful powder room. They're gonna have a really nice artistic tile work on the back wall there. That's gonna be really, really nice. I think that's gonna be beautiful. This is gonna be probably one of the nicest powder rooms you've ever seen when it's completed. You've got your level 5 finish on the walls all the way down. And something else I wanna point out, I've pointed this out in some of the other homes that we've walked through, but I don't know why I'm a big fan of halls. I feel like the way that a hall is designed in a house and the way that it's configured into a home can really create this cool experience with the house. And I think this is gonna be one of them. As you come down this hall, number one, to point out, I mean, look at the number of speakers that they have in this house, number one. Number two, you can see all the lighting that's gonna go through, and then you'll have your recessed lighting up on top that's gonna carry all the way down the hall. And then you've got these super high ceilings with the windows all the way along here. So you've got tons of natural light coming in through the home. And then as you walk down here, you're gonna be looking at the courtyard here, and you get to see all that beautiful greenery and landscaping that they've put the time and effort into designing. And so that you're not losing that feature when you come into the house. It's not just a one-time thing that you're seeing, but you're gonna be able to continue to pick that up as you come in through the home. Now, I'm not gonna take you into the theater because obviously there's no windows or anything in there, so it's a little bit darker. We may not get as much lighting, but just right off the main great room here, they've done a really great job with this beautiful theater. It's got some elevated spaces here. They're gonna have couches and stuff in there. They've got super high-end projector that will reflect on this wall. And then the entire wall will be covered with the projector. And then you've got speakers, bass, all that stuff behind there. And then you've got another bar in here as well. Let's head down this way. So this, I think, is one of the coolest features that they're putting into this home. And as we know, as we all get older, and one of the most popular things that we're seeing that's in high demand in a lot of these homes is a wellness space. People want an area for their red light therapy machine. They want a cold plunge. They want a steam room. They want an area where they can exercise, get massage. And that's what this space has been created for. So watch your step here, Jonathan, as we come up. But again, we've got a Schluter system here. The difference in this one is these actually have heated floors all throughout. Now you may think, well, you're in Las Vegas. What do you need heated floors for? If you've lived here and you've lived here, especially during the winter, you'll know that we get lows as low as in the high 20s and low 30s. And so when you wake up in the morning, you come down, you're working out, you get out of the steamer or whatever, you don't want to be stepping onto cold tiles. And so again, this was very well thought out. They've got the heated floor system in here, and that carries all the way through. And then you come into this room here. This could be your massage room. You could have your bikes in here, your treadmills, all that stuff. And this is what I wanted to point out. These are some of my favorite views outside of the Vegas Strip, which we all know that's like our ocean view. Vegas has some spectacular mountain views. And one of the things that Ascaya is known for is that they've incorporated into the design of this community is they've done some really cool stuff with the rock walls here, like you see across the street. So this is actually part of the community here. You're looking across the street. It's also nice to know that you don't have another home across the street from you. These are single loaded streets. And so you've only got about 6 homes total on this street, on Stone's Head. And so it makes it really exclusive. And that was something that when we were pricing out all of the lots and looking at the elevation changes and stuff within this community, as some of you may know, I was the sales manager here at one time in this community, and I helped with pricing all of the lots. This was one of the most premier streets in the community, Stone's Head Court. And the reason is because number one is you have a limited number of homes on this street, so it makes it ultra exclusive. It backs up to this beautiful mountain. So this adds a feature that you can tie into the architectural design of the home. And then of course it is a cul-de-sac as well. So all of those things add to the premium of the lot location. And then of course, on top of that, you've got your incredible views. And this was one of the oversized lots. So this lot's about 0.6, so slightly over a half acre. So you can see you've got tons of room here, and we'll take a walk outside here in a little bit. You can see you've got tons of side yard there as well. But this will all open up. You come in here, you've got your steam room, you're gonna have your cold plunge, your nice jacuzzi tub. Again, really, really great wellness space. And so you'll be able to have a lot of fun in here, enjoy this, and get healthy at the same time, which is really important. Jonathan, let's head this way. Now, I'm gonna give you a sneak peek early of one of the best features of this home. If you guys have never seen a 2-story primary bedroom, I'm gonna give you the opportunity to see one today because this house has one. And that's when you know somebody's really designing the home for themselves to live in because they're making it fun and cool. And as the owner said to me tonight, he said, Darren, when I'm building this home and as I've gone through the design process, the one thing I can say is that pretty much anything cool that I saw that I thought would be really cool in my home, I went ahead and spent the money for and put into this home. So again, this is being built as a true custom. They're gonna be living in this home and it's just gonna be absolutely phenomenal when it's done. Let's head this way, Jonathan. We're now entering into the kitchen area here before we go to the primary bedroom. And all these cabinets are from Italy. This is by a company called Cabinet. This talks, again, you talk about attention to detail and the level of construction in these homes. This cabinetry is such a high-end product that you're not gonna have just any typical installer installing this. The company is actually sending out one of their manufacturer reps to ensure that all of the cabinets are being installed correctly so that they can make sure that they maintain the integrity of their product. The other thing that I think is gonna be really cool with this home is that they are putting decor appliances in here, and it is a gunmetal gray decor appliance. It's almost like a black, so it's gonna look really cool when it's all completed. And then this is your entire kitchen area here. So one of the cool things that the owner shared with me was what they're doing with this countertop here. So both back in the prep kitchen and in your main area here where you're gonna have this massive island. So they're using the porcelain countertops, and underneath, it's gonna be actually a convection stovetop. So what will happen is you'll see no stovetop on top of the counter, but you can actually turn it on. You can take your special pot, put it on top of the countertop. It'll heat, boil the water. You can pick it up, move it, put your hand there, and it's not gonna be hot. You can wipe it all down. The other thing that I thought was really well thought out and cool that they did in the prep kitchen there is that they did the same thing there as well. And part of that reason, he said, is that he didn't want to take up room with just a stovetop. So they did the same thing in that countertop as well, so that you can continue to put things there, you can heat, you can prep food, you can do all that stuff, and then still be able to maintain plenty of counter space for storage and stuff as well. So let's head this way to the primary. We're going to have beautiful book matched. It's called Fior di Bosco silk, which is a nice porcelain tile here as well. And then just down this hallway, they did a couple really cool things. One, you've got this massively wide hallway, super high ceilings. This goes down to your 5-car garage. You've actually got a great laundry room there as well, which has a awesome, you know me as a dog fan, I love this. They've got a bath and everything in there as well that's connected just outside of the primary closet. And here is where we're entering into the primary bedroom. So as we come into this, you can see we've got kind of two things that break off here. So off to the left, let's start this way. Hopefully we have enough lighting in here. This is one of the primary closets. And as you can see, it is just a massive, massive closet. This goes into the laundry room here as well. So it's connected to the laundry room. You can easily bring all your stuff in here. And it's nice and convenient because of the location. And then, like I said, you've got right around the corner here, you've got the dog bath area, and that goes right to outside. So you can let the pets out there and they can go outside, get dirty, come back inside. And then this enters into we'll take a look here first, then we'll go back and finish the primary. But this is nice and conveniently located. So you've got a 5-car garage here. It's all been pre-wired for lifts as well. So you've got plenty of height. If you want to add more cars, you could have as many as 10 cars in here, adding your lifts in here. Again, the style of the door on the exterior is going to have that same rusted Corten look like the front door does as well. And then as you can see, this has all been very well insulated and stuff in here. So it's going to be really nice and kept cool in here. And then also with the way that this has been designed, it's been designed so that you're never getting any direct sunlight into this because it's protected by the mountain there. So it's going to help keep this garage nice and cool. But they also added the windows up there, which adds for additional light. So let's head back down through this way. One of the things that I wanted to point out that I didn't talk about, and hopefully you can see me here as we're walking down the hall, but let's talk about the insulation in this home. And again, I know this seems like a weird thing. You're like, Darren, why do I care about insulation? How does it make any difference in my home? Well, I want to share with you that on a high-level home like this, it makes a really big difference because as you can imagine, just under 11,000 square feet, the amount of energy a home like this could use. But when you are designing a home like this, you're going to take things like that into consideration, and you're going to use the latest and greatest materials when it comes to insulating the home and making it as energy efficient as possible. So they use what's known as, and most of you would be familiar with it just as a expanding foam. The technical term of it is called Icynene insulation. And what Icynene is, number one, is that it completely fills in all the holes and the gaps. Now, with that being said, it's about twice the cost of your normal batted insulation systems fiberglass insulation that you would use in a house. With Icynene, yes, it's about double the cost, but it also reduces your cost by about 50% on the energy usage within the home. So as you can see, it would be a significant cost savings long-term, especially with the home. Not only that, makes the home super airtight, much quieter, also eco-friendly, which is nice as well. So the product is eco-friendly for, to minimize the carbon footprint of the home. And then on top of all of that, it's been shown to reduce the risk of mold and stuff as well. So, those are the things I like to point out about these homes because these are the things you're not typically going to see behind the walls. Now, this is going to show you our primary bathroom. I'm not going to walk in here today because they are prepping the floor to lay the tile. So I don't want to mess with that right now. But as you can see, you've got this massive primary bathroom here that's going to have incredible views of the strip. And then we can head this way. This is your primary bedroom here with these massively high ceilings. So you've got 14 on the main floor, you've got 12 on the second floor, and you've got about 3 to 4 feet in between. So my math today is not working really well, but that's going to put you at about 29 feet or about a little over 29 feet in height on this ceiling with the total height of it. Again, you can see where they've pre-wired and built in for all the drop shades. And then let's take a walk out this way, Jonathan, because as the sun is starting to set, I want to show you guys the the famous Las Vegas Sphere. We'll walk out here and just look at these views. This is why I say Ascaya. I mean, I am still very passionate about this community. I was here for 5 years. I still believe that it has by far the best views in the Las Vegas Valley, and just the overall aesthetics of the community, the landscape. It's just absolutely beautiful. As you look around, you see all the mountains, the incredible sunsets that you get out there over the mountains, and then look down, you're looking down into the valley, you're looking at the strip, you're looking out over this beautiful golf course, and we're now starting to pick up all those lights. One of my favorite things that I used to love to do when I was sitting here is that most of the airplanes come in at about sub 3,000 feet. And so as you're sitting here at certain points, you're eye level with the airplanes that are landing there at McCarran Airport, which is really cool. Now, just imagine you're sitting out here. We're gonna have a fire pit on this end. You got another fire pit on the far end with an outdoor kitchen. And then guys, I want to point something out with this pool in particular, because there is now a restriction in Las Vegas, here in Southern Nevada, for pool size. The maximum pool size you can now do in Las Vegas is 600 square feet. This builder got in right at the right time, or I should say homeowner, and they were able to get this pool designed right before the restriction went in place. This is 1,200 square feet, so you can see a much larger pool. And then again, just imagine yourself sitting out here on a nice night like this, beautiful weather, you're sitting here in your hot tub and you're checking out those incredible views. And I can tell you the 2 times a year that you definitely want to be here is New Year's and 4th of July, because when you look out there, it's just like an ocean of sparkles going off all over the valley, and you see some really incredible shots and some views. Makes it a lot of fun. We're going to take a quick peek back here, Jonathan, just to show them how the overhangs and everything sit on this house. Again, I want to point out something that this comes down to really good architecture. So when they design this home, you can see the overhang that comes out over this way. Part of the reason why they do that is that this house is facing west, slightly northwest. And so during the summertime, as the sun begins to set right on the west, and you're going to get the sun coming down directly towards the home, the nice thing is that the inside of that house is going to be protected, because you've got this overhang that's going to help shade that and stop from the direct sunlight going into the home. And so that it's going to really help maintain, again, the energy efficiency of the home, and that you're not getting blasted by that heat during the summertime. All right, let's head in and check out this 2-story primary bedroom. This is incredible. So I showed you the first closet. Off to the right of that is the second closet with a fireplace in it. So, you know, you're getting changed during the winter. You want to hang out. You want to try on different shoes and try on different things. You've got plenty of time to be able to do that. And then let's take you upstairs. So you've got the see-through fireplace here, and now we're going to walk upstairs to the this is like a little mini suite upstairs, little mini game room. Jonathan, you might get some views here. This is the closet, down to the other closet. These are all going to be glass rails as you come up here. And then you'll have glass railing all along this. Watch yourself there, Jonathan. And then just look out there on the horizon and look at those views again. I mean, that looks like something you'd see in a picture or in a portrait artwork. Just really, really beautifully done. So this is kind of the primary suite lounge. So you're hanging out, you're not quite ready to go to bed, you want to come upstairs, you want to enjoy the fireplace, you want to enjoy the views, you want to watch some TV. This is a space that you can do that. And then it's got access to the outdoors there as well. I'm going to take you up there now so I can show you that. And then we'll loop around to the other side of the house. Hope you guys are enjoying this tour so far. As we know, 11,000 square feet is a lot to cover. We might take a break here somewhere in between, get a drink. Just kidding. Come on out. So this is the exterior patio. You come out here, there's going to be another outdoor kitchen here. And then you got a nice sitting area out here where you can, again, enjoy the strip views. Look at this beautiful steelwork and metalwork that they've done all around the ceiling here, and the way that this is tied in. It's seamless and just super clean. I love what he's doing on this rooftop. Instead of looking at the typical TPO is what they usually use on flat roofs, and that's a vinyl material that covers the top of it to waterproof it. What they're doing differently here is that they're going to make this, they're going to essentially landscape this, but they're not doing anything that would be out of the norm. It's actually going to tie in with what you see with the natural scape up there. So it'll be a natural scape here that will tie in with the mountain so that as you look out this way, it just really flows all together and feels like one, which I thought was a really, really cool design idea. And it's gonna make this roof just another great feature of the house. So let's head in this way. Again, you've got the Schluter Dietra underlayment here, which goes underneath the tile, which is gonna prevent the cracking on the tiles. You've got another bar. So if you're somebody who's looking to entertain, this would be a great home for you. Again, you've got the thermary wood here on the ceiling. I love how they open this up and they slope this up. Just really opens up to that outdoor view. You've got two doors here that will open up. You've got another balcony out there as well with tons of glass. And then you've got additional bedrooms up here. So what they're doing currently with the two bedrooms, these will be used as the homeowner's offices for his and her. And so each one of them will have their own office. But what they did is they converted the bedrooms, and those will be used as offices. But come in this way. You've got another laundry room up here. This will be one of the offices. As you can see, you're going to pick up magnificent views from here as well. It's got its own bathroom in here as well. And one of the coolest things I was looking at earlier when I was standing in here, I'm going to bring you in here so we can see this. And maybe Jonathan can even get a close-up. But this shower was intentionally designed so that as you're standing in it, you're going to be looking out, and in the morning when the sun's hitting Red Rock and you're taking a shower, it's going to be so beautiful looking out there. And then, of course, you're picking up those strip views as well. You've got your walk-in closet here. Again, you're going to come out into this big entertainment area here. This is really more kind of your gathering space on this side. You've got another office over here on this side. Again, another one of the specialty fireplaces that uses, that'll have water vapor that will come off of that when it's completed. And then you walk into here. And again, look at this office view. I mean, this is spectacular. You could just imagine yourself working up here all day. I mean, you talk about an office that's going to inspire you to do better and be better. This is an office that's going to incredibly inspire you because of the views, what you're looking at, and just the great size of it. Again, it's got its own shower, walk-in closet, and everything in here as well. And this can serve as an additional bedroom. And then we're going to come down this way. Again, you've got this, you're going to have a nice little sitting area here. Just you've got your elevator. That's where your elevator will come into here. And then you've got these beautiful, you're going to have glass railing here. On this side, they're actually doing this really cool, how he explained it to me. It's going to be this metal work, and it's got these little perforations in it that will look like champagne bubbles when it's all completed. So again, it's going to create a different effect for it. It's not going to be all glass. It will have some metal there. And yeah, so that's pretty cool too. Let's head this way. Again, they put on tons and tons of windows. This house has so many windows, which I think is great because again, when we talk about homes of this size and this caliber, we want to talk about the, sometimes these homes can feel very dark. And so with the amount of windows that they're putting in this home, they've really done a great job in maximizing the natural light with it. You've got an additional bedroom here. This bedroom actually has its own balcony. You've got different views. Again, some of my favorite views, which are the mountain views, to look out that way. And then guys, I just want to point out again, I want to talk about the level of Ascaya and what you're going to see as far as homes here and why this is one of the most premier communities in Henderson. The home that you can see currently under construction next door, that home when completed is going to be roughly valued somewhere between $35 to $45 million. And so, you can just imagine what you're going to see as far as the level of architecture and style of home in this community. And it's so great as somebody who started here in the beginning when it was just literally dirt, and has had the opportunity to see this community continue to develop. The original vision of the developer, which is to make this community just basically a showcase of the best architecture in the Las Vegas Valley. It's really cool to begin to see his vision come alive and for that to really happen. As we come down this way, this is where we're going to finish off our tour today because we're beginning to lose some light and we want to make sure that we capture some incredible drone views for you guys as well. But this is one of the secondary bedrooms or guest suites. So only problem with this room is your guest will probably never leave because as you can see, they're picking up spectacular views up here as well. They're going to have their own balcony out here with glass railing outside of this. So as you can imagine, your bed is going to be here. You're going to be laying out. You're going to be laying this way, be watching TV and looking out towards the strip, enjoying the incredible views. And something you're not really picking up tonight, let's see if we can walk outside here and just capture this before we finish up. One of the things I wanted to point out, and again, look at those views, man. I mean, that was one thing I miss about this community and being here, but it just has the most spectacular views in the valley. And when you look out there, it's something you're not really noticing tonight, but one of the things I think that just makes the views so incredible here is that when you look out, you're not only looking over that golf course, but you're looking over Green Valley. There's a reason why they call it Green Valley, and that's because just all the greenery that you have all throughout the community. So you're looking out, you're super high elevated. It's a quick elevation change within this community, so you feel like you're almost floating up in the sky. And then you're looking out and you're seeing all of the beautiful trees and landscaping, and of course the favorite views that we have here in the valley. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the tour today. I know it was a lot of information packed into a short tour. It was a lot of home to cover. I wanted to give you a sneak peek into these homes while they're under construction. And then we're gonna come back for part 2 of this home when it's completed to see Vista Serena and to see it in its absolute beautiful finished completion look. We're gonna finish here, guys. I wanna thank you for joining me on this tour today. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please do so before you leave today. If you have any comments about this house or questions, please make sure you leave your comments. And then of course, if you're looking for something here in the Henderson community, or you would love to know more about Ascaya, I can tell you everything that you need to know about it. Or if you'd love to learn more about this home, please contact me, Darren Marcus with Virtue Real Estate Group, 702-485-7755.